Hey everybody, so today I'm here to share with you guys my 2018 holiday gift guide for ages newborn to 4 years old. So this is a new video that I'm going to start doing every year at this holiday time, because even though I show you guys what we are getting the girls for Christmas, there are still so many good toys that I feel like are out there that I kind of would just like to give you guys more ideas. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of work down the list, but I am scooted over, so I'm not going to show you these products. I'm just going to insert pictures because that makes it a lot easier. And also, all of these things are going to be on Amazon, and I believe with Amazon you have until about the 18th to 19th to get guaranteed Christmas delivery. Now with Prime, before, I know I've ordered things at like the 21st and they've still arrived before Christmas. So when they say it's guaranteed Christmas delivery, it means like worst case scenario. It doesn't mean you can't order a few days before Christmas. It's just not 100% guaranteed it's going to be there. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right in because I actually do have quite a few products. So the first thing I'm going to mention is this Cloudbe Tranquil Turtle. Now, if you have been a long-time subscriber, you know this thing looks familiar. It's because my daughter, Sophie, who is now 4 years old, still sleeps with this thing, and she got it at her baby shower. Well, I got it at her baby shower, but regardless, we've used it ever since she was a small infant, and it has just stuck around ever since. This is $50, which is pretty pricey for a night light sound machine kind of thing, if you ask me. First of all, 4 years of every single night use, and all we do is replace the batteries every once in a while. To me, that makes $50 well worth it. And second of all, the reason why I registered for this specific kind of night light sound machine was because it has a 10-minute timer. And thankfully, both of my kids are well asleep by 10 minutes. And if they're not, like there are some nights where Sophie is a little bit more rowdy and she doesn't go straight to sleep, she is able to turn the turtle back on herself, but it's only in 10-minute increments. So that's what I really liked about it, because it does encourage them to try and sleep without the night light in the sound machine. It does encourage that kind of independence, so that's why I really liked it. She has grown to love this turtle. It's been really great. I don't think you could go wrong with it. The next thing I have for you guys is this Aquadoodle. You guys, we love this thing. It is so cool. Sophie got it, I think, for her 3rd birthday, and basically what it is, it's a mat, a white mat with colors underneath of it. You use a marker that has water, just water in it, that you refill, and when they wet the top layer, it'll show through the colors underneath, and basically they can color whatever they want, and when they're done, or if they want to, you know, leave and come back, it air dries and they can start all over. This thing is so cool. I do have this one listed with the extra pen because I think that's really important, especially if you have more than one child. It just makes things easier. We've personally tried knockoff brands of the Aquadoodle because it is $30, but I just felt like they were in no way close to the quality of Aquadoodle. They didn't write as easy. They weren't as like pigmented with the colors, different stuff like that where you don't really think there's a difference, but in my personal opinion, there really is. The next toy that I have for you guys is this buckle backpack, and I'm sure most of you, if you're regular viewers, are so sick of hearing about this thing, so you can feel free to skip ahead. But this is a toy that we've had around 4 years, and it has been in constant use for years. Honestly, I cannot put it up because a child is always into playing with this thing. They have different versions. There's plushie versions. There's just, I don't know, a lot of different ones you can choose from, but I chose the backpack specifically because it also could be used as a backpack. And if you don't know what this is, basically there's buckles along either side of the backpack where your kids can undo and do them. And I know that sounds like a really simple concept, but seriously, it keeps my kids engaged for at least 15-30 minutes, if not longer. But also, when they're not into doing the buckles, they use it constantly as a backpack. Like, if Remy's not using it, Sophie is. They can put things in it. There's also a zipper and Velcro on it as well. So I feel like you're just getting a ton of fine motor in one little toy. And like I said, this thing has been in constant use. I've washed it a number of times because it's a really soft fabric and it washes nicely. And again, I just don't think you can go wrong. So one of the bigger ticket items that I have is this $60 set of Gonge Riverstones. Now, this is something that I went back and forth quite a bit with myself about whether or not I thought it'd be worth it. But Sophie had a lot of gift cards from her third birthday, so I just decided to go ahead and do it. I heard that these were a great open-ended toy, and I was really intrigued by them, but I am so happy we have them in our home. Now, since these have become quite popular, there are knockoff versions on Amazon. I can't attest to those qualities, but I can tell you those Gonge Riverstones hold up myself and my husband, you know, let alone our kids. And with these Riverstones, they can put them wherever they want to. They have grips, really, really nice grips on the bottom, so if you have hardwood floors, it's still not going to be a problem. We have carpet, so it's not a problem either way for us. But these are so great. You know, they can practice their colors, counting. These girls use it for bases. When we get the tee down and we play with their tee ball set, they use it for bases. They'll use it for a walkway when the floor is lava. They'll use it as a picnic or a campfire. There is so many different ways that these girls use these things. These get played with so much, so often, in so many different ways. I'm really glad that I took the plunge on them. Next up are these Grimm's wooden ball set. This is something that I got for Remy quite a few Christmases ago. If you don't know about the company Grimm's, I would just give it a quick search real quick. It's Grimm''S. I think there's more to the name, but I can't really pronounce it. Basically, they create a lot of great wooden, non-toxic toys, and this ball set is big enough to where it's not going to fit in your baby's mouth at all. They can't even fit in my toddler's mouths, so that's not something you have to worry about. But these are really great, whether your baby is really into smacking things together like this, if your kids like playing with balls, you know, anything like that. These got so much more use than I ever expected. Remy was a baby when I got them, and she certainly loved to smack them together, which I thought was really cool. But the girls ended up using these for so many different things that I just now put them up in our toy rotation to kind of give them a little break. Next up is this Hape pull-along crocodile toy. I put this on Remy's birthday wish list, not really thinking it'd be such a great toy that it ended up being, but this one is so cute. You know, pull along toys I feel like are a classic, but I thought that this was exceptionally cute because with this crocodile, it wags its back end back and forth when they pull it. The girls thought it was hilarious, and especially when Remy was getting used to walking around. I feel like kids can walk better when they're not so focused on walking better. I don't know what it is, but with both my kids, when they first started walking, they did so much better when they just had a focus that wasn't walking itself. So with this toy, it gave Remy a lot of confidence, and it kept her attention, and it really did help her walking. So next up is a toy that we are still buying to this day because we love them so much, and these are called Sarah's Silks. These are play silks, and they are so exceptional. I got each girl one, I don't know if it was last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago now, but either way, the girls love these. I knew that they would probably like them for things like picnic, or the girls were really into like pretending to clean things with washcloths and, you know, putting different stuff on their head and wearing it as hats and scarves. So I thought that they'd use them like that, but the girls have gotten so creative with these. There's just so many different ways you can use these play silks. They are a great open-ended toy. You'll notice a theme throughout this gift guide. I really do try to stick to those kind of toys. You know, of course we have things like a Fancy Nancy doll and other things like that. Those are great too. My kids love them also. But open-ended toys I feel like are the things that I don't end up putting up nearly as often as other toys because they're not getting played with. You know, when they get bored with them, they seem to find a new way to play with them, and that's what these silks have all been about. Sophie has been obsessed with tying knots for literally like a year now, and she loves doing that to the play silk. She'll just sit there and just keep tying knot after knot after knot because these play silks are really big. I'm still buying them play silks, and it's actually one of the things that I want to get Remy for her birthday coming up. Next up is this sensory ball set by B Toys, and right now it is $6 as an add-on item to your purchase. I hope you guys can snatch these up. These balls are so amazing if you have an infant. And even Sophie, I think she was like a year and a half when Remy got these. I can't really remember, but she was super young and she even loved playing with them. These balls all have different textures along with kind of firmness or softness. Some of the balls don't have any give at all. They're hard, a little soft, and other ones are really squishy. They don't even hold air. There's so many different things about these balls. Just a really great sensory toy, and the fact that they're only $6, that's a steal, because I'm pretty sure for the longest time they've been around $12 to $15 on Amazon. Just can't say enough good things about them. Next up is something that my girls love, and that is the Little Tikes Trampoline. Sophie got this for one of her birthdays, and it was honestly one of the best things we could have ever done. Sophie is very, very active. She loves these kind of toys where she can get a lot of energy out. Her parents also love them too. That is something that we have loved through and through. It's something the girls still use. We alternate between that and a slide that we have, this sit and spin thing. We always try to keep something in this room that kind of keeps them active so they can burn that energy. It's not horribly large, like it could even fit in Sophie's room. We've had it in there from time to time, but I just can't say enough good things. I know there's a lot of different trampolines out there, but this Little Tikes one has been a really great quality. My husband and I have even sat on it, you know, so like it's not gonna just quickly break or anything like that, and I wouldn't be sure to mention this one. Next up is one of my husband's most favorite gifts that the girls have ever gotten, and it is this Scribble and Play Boogie board. We bought this for Sophie's birthday last year, and we bought this when it was on sale with a different version, and we decided to get this one because it was a little bit cheaper, and if it broke, then, you know, like whatever, we didn't pay that much money for it. This thing has taken, I think, the biggest beating out of any toy we have, and it is still working perfectly. It's like a miracle. This thing is so cool, especially if you have kids who love to paint, love to draw, love to just be artistic in general. It's basically this thin little board and where they can draw on it, they hit a button and it resets. So think of like a more modern day version of the magnetic doodle boards that are out there. They also do have different versions. They have ones that are a lot less kiddie-ish. The stylus is like a pen kind of form. So even if you have older children who are interested in arts as well, you know, there's that option too. We chose this because, like I said, it was cheaper, but it also came with 4 different kind of pens, which I'm glad because we've dwindled down to 2. So it's not a bad idea if your kids aren't super great at keeping things together. It also has like a little protective case on it, which I feel like gives it a little extra padding. And I don't know, like this thing is amazing. I feel like I read the reviews on Amazon and they were like kind of so-so, and I've been really happy with it. All I can say is that, you know, if you buy it, keep the receipt, because I know some people say like, oh, ours didn't erase well. Well, that's not what it's supposed to do. So if it's not doing that, send it back, get another one. If you're buying it as a Christmas present, when you get it in the mail, I would open it real quick, make sure you can draw on it, erase it, and make sure it's good to go, and not just wait until Christmas morning to figure that out. But again, ours has worked perfectly from day one, and I've been looking into getting another one because this is probably one of the most fought over toys. Our girls love it, use it constantly, and the fact that they just can keep reusing it, keep drawing, starting over, it's a great art toy. Next up is this FisherPrice piggy bank, and again, if you're a longtime subscriber, this will not be new to you either. This thing is so great. I'm not even really sure how I came across it, but Sophie has had it ever since her first birthday. Starting off, she really couldn't put any of the coins in the bank without my help, but it's just one of those things, a fine motor toy, that the more they do it, the more they get the hang of it, and the better they can do it. Like after 6 months, a year of having this toy, Sophie was like speed putting those coins in. It might seem like a lot of work to keep track of those coins, but honestly, I don't think we've lost any at this point, which is pretty crazy. But both my girls have loved that toy. So if you have between a 9 to a 1.5-year-old, I think you can't go wrong with this toy. It's, like I said, great for fine motor. It does a lot of other things too. Next up is another high ticket price item, but again, I stand beside 110%, and that is this Bee Toys wooden activity cube. Now, granted, I found ours at a local consignment shop. I got mine for $15 because I was like, $60 feels like a lot. You know, I don't know that I want to spend that. Given what I know now, if I need to go out and buy it again tomorrow, I would have no problem paying $60. I mean, maybe a little bit because I got such a good deal that time, but at the same time, buying it full priced, I think it's 100% worth it. This thing is super sturdy. I bought this the Christmas that Remy was really starting to, again, walk by herself, pull up on things, really get a handle on that kind of stuff, and I'm so glad I did. I wanted something that would be pretty stationary, but that we could also move around. And a lot of the play activity tables just are too light. You know, they scoot with any given movement from the child, and I really wanted something she could hold on to and work her way around that cube and be really confident that it wasn't going to slip anywhere. And that's exactly what this thing did. Obviously, it's an activity cube. It's got a ton of different stuff on it. ABCs, puzzles, the beads, you know, the classic things that you see on it. But really, it was super helpful in allowing her to be able to pull up, stand up, walk around all by herself and give her that confidence. So I just feel like this is something that it is $60. It is a little bit of an investment, but you're gonna get so much play and time out of it. So the next toy is this FisherPrice Tapin Beats Bench. Now this item, I'm going to have to link you to Bye Bye Baby because it's literally sold out everywhere else. Now they say if you order by the 19th of December, you can still get it by Christmas Eve, just with standard shipping. That's the reason why I'm going to go ahead and still put this in here, because by the time you're seeing this, you'll still have an entire week to place your order before you meet that deadline. But this is something that Remy loved. I bought her this the same time I bought her those wooden balls from Grimm's because, like I said, she really loves smacking things, and this thing was amazing. Now granted, I personally took away the plastic mallet because my girls play rough, especially with each other, and with Remy being an infant, I just didn't want to chance it, so I took that away. And regardless, even without it, they had so much fun. Like, it was intended for Remy, but even Sophie loved it. That's how cool it is. There's so many different kind of options you can do. Obviously, you can tell it's a pretty hot toy because it sells out on Amazon every single Christmas since it came out, and you kind of have to get it quick to get it on Amazon. But like I said, I will link you to Bye Bye Baby, where you have until December 19th to get it with standard shipping by Christmas Eve. The next thing that I want to mention was Kinetic Sand. This is the kit that I originally wanted to show you guys. This was something that Sophie got for her 4th birthday, and I think it's so amazing. This allows all the kinetic sand to stay in one spot. It's double-sided so both my kids can play on it. Just a lot of great things, and it also does come with, I think, 2 pounds of sand, so there's a good bit in there and what it comes with. But this thing sells out the moment it comes back in stock, so if you can find it in stores anywhere, I do highly recommend it. I will link it, although just know it's out of stock right now. I'll link it just in case it does come back, but if you find it anywhere, I know they're selling it at Walmart, Amazon, and Target. But something that is in stock right now and pretty much always stays in stock is this kind of less expensive kit that I feel like is also really great. It does have some sand, it does have some tools. You will have to buy some kind of container to keep it all closed in. That's why I like the other one better. But again, you can't go wrong with kinetic sand. This is something that my girls play with literally almost every single day. It's way easier to clean up than Play-Doh in my personal opinion, and it's something that our entire family loves. The Play-Doh, we pretty much just let them have at it and just kind of watch them, but with the kinetic sand, it's so cool and so intriguing that even Mark and I play along with them. Next up is this Educational Insights Magical Wand. This again was one of those toys that I kind of underestimated, and it's a really simple concept. It's a wand that lights up and plays music, and it basically tells your kids to stomp like a dinosaur, slither like a snake, things like that. And my girls go bananas over this. I mean, granted, there's a little bit of fighting for whoever's gonna hold it, but honestly, they have so much fun just being silly and playing around that it is such a great toy. Next is this Mr. Potato headset. This was a gift that my sister got for Sophie, and I just kind of felt like it'd be like a Fancy Nancy doll. You know what I'm saying? Like, there just kind of be like a little bit of love for it and eventually it would go away. No, Mr. Potato Head is actually a great open-ended toy. The fact that he comes with so many different parts, they can create him however he wants to. This set in particular also comes with a case for it because there are so many different pieces, which I really appreciate, but I don't think you can go wrong with it. There's also a Mrs. Potato Head version too. Next up is this Learning Resources food set. We've had this for quite a few years, and first and foremost, this is an exceptional like play food kind of set. If that's what you're looking for, look no further. Learning Resources makes some of the best looking and well-made play food that there is, honestly. And aside that, this set comes with baskets that you can label with the colors so they can also do color matching. So all around, I feel like this is a winner as far as toys go. Next up is this soft book made by Lamaze, I think is how you pronounce the brand name. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But these books are really great for in the car. I really liked these soft books, especially when my kids were smaller and not really great at handling things in their car seat. And also, I know that there's not supposed to be any toys in the car seats, but if there are going to be some, softer the better, you know? So these are really great. You can also throw this in the washer if it gets gross and grimy and spit up all over it like ours did a number of times. It has the crinkle paper that babies love and get a kick out of, and it's also a book. So it's something that has stayed in our car for such a long time. We love those kind of soft books, and this one's also at a great price point. The next to last thing is this Violet puppy dog. This is again something we've had for years. I think since Sophie was like 9 months old, and she has loved Violet. I just now put her up because I feel like my kids have finally grown out of her, but seriously, she was like a favorite for years. Now with Violet, and there's also a green puppy dog, I had to think of what they were. There's also a green version, and his name is Scout. But with Violet and Scout, you can program them to know your child's name. So it will do like a spelling song with them. It'll call them by name. You can program favorite foods and colors and activities and different stuff like that. And Violet will make conversation with them regarding those things. And I think that's so cool. You know, like as a kid, to hear your toy say your name and talk about things you like, so cool. And again, she was just a favorite of Sophie. She went to bed with her for the longest time. She has a lullaby setting. She's got like a song setting, more of like a learning function, and there's also an off button for all the parents out there. And it's just great. I mean, LeapFrog is a great brand in and of itself, but I really feel like this Violet dog is something that you can buy when they are 9 months old, and they're just gonna grow into it more as time goes. And the very last item on my 2018 holiday gift guide for newborns to 4-year-olds is the shopping cart by Melissa and Doug. Now, the girls got this last year for Christmas, and I spent so much time researching shopping carts for kids to play with. It was kind of insane. I was between this and another shopping cart. I feel like the other one was maybe more aesthetically pleasing, but I felt like this is realistic. Like, that's exactly what a shopping cart looks like when you go in the store. And I also liked the additional pegs at the bottom of it to make it even more sturdy. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. And I am so glad we did. This thing gets used every single day. The girls honestly don't even use it that much for their play kitchen, play food thing. They mainly use it for a lot of different things. It was really easy to put together. It just comes in 2 pieces, and you just gotta put the right screws. I don't know. Ask my husband and my stepdad. They're the ones who did it. But yeah, it's really sturdy, really well made. It is $52, I believe, on Amazon right now. So it feels like a little bit more of an expensive gift, but I promise you, unless this thing gets blown up, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna like degrade in quality or anything. It is exactly the same kind of quality you find when you go grocery shopping. So I did want to mention it because, especially if you have kids, like Remy is such like a little hoarder. She loves keeping all her stuff close. So she especially loves this thing. So even if you don't have a play kitchen, I don't think it hurts to look into something like this because they're gonna find uses for it. But that is everything. I think you guys have more than enough ideas to find things for this upcoming holiday. I hope that it was helpful. Like I said, you do still have quite a bit of time to order this stuff and get it in by the holidays. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.